This story is about three friends, Dan Walker, his friend Link, and Dan's girlfriend, Parker Onion. The three of them go to a ski resort because they want to ski. Dan tells his girlfriend Parker, "Go to the ski lift attendant and tell him that I left my credit card at the gas station. I have my two girlfriends with me and I promised them we would ski. So please, give us 3 tickets per $50. Parker doesn't want to go, but because of her boyfriend's insistence, she goes anyway. She explains it to the attendant. The attendant agrees and gives them 3 tickets. Then they start going up the mountain, but halfway through, suddenly, the ski lift stops. Actually, all the lifts around them stop. Everyone starts panicking. Parker gets scared because she has a fear of heights, but Dan calms her down. Don't worry, nothing will happen. After some time, the lift starts again and they reach the top. They begin skiing there. Having fun, they slowly come down. After reaching the bottom, they eat at a restaurant. But Parker doesn't feel good at all because she doesn't know how to ski. She keeps falling and everyone has to keep stopping for her. Afterwards, Link wants to go skiing again. Parker doesn't want to, but once again, Dan forces her to join. When they reach the lift area again, the attendant says, "The lift has been closed, and we also got news that a storm is coming, so the lift won't run today." But because of their insistence, the attendant finally agrees to turn it on. At that moment, one of the attendant's coworkers comes. He says, "You'll have to come next weekend too." The attendant replies, "Next weekend is my brother's cocktail party. I already applied for leave, so I can't come." The coworker says, "Then I'll have to talk to the boss." He goes to call the boss and tells his partner, "3 people went up the lift. Don't turn it off until they come down." But that coworker mistakenly thinks 3 people already skied down from the mountain. He assumes they were the ones who went up, and because of that mistake, he shuts down the lift. Meanwhile, Link, Dan, and Parker, sitting on the lift, think the lift has just stopped by itself. The freezing cold surrounds them and night begins to fall. Suddenly, all the lights go out. Fear grips them. It's Sunday. If nobody comes to look for them, then until Friday, no one will come here at all. They start screaming as loudly as they can, but there is no one to hear them. Suddenly, they see a snowplow down below. Excited, they shout for help. The snowplow stops right beneath them. They think, "See? We won't be left behind." But the man inside the vehicle doesn't hear them. He actually came to pick up a worker from the mountain. Suddenly, he gets a phone call telling him there's no one left on the mountain. You can go back. So he turns the vehicle around and leaves. From above, the 3 of them shout and even throw down a glove. But because of the snowstorm, the driver doesn't notice anything. The vehicle drives away. Now they're completely trapped in the storm. No one will come until Friday. As the night grows deeper, the cold becomes harsher. Dan says, "We won't survive here. No one will come for 5 days. His girlfriend and friend try to convince him, "Wait till morning. Someone will come then." But Dan knows the resort is closed for 5 days, so he desperately decides to jump down. Though terrified, he has no other choice. He finally jumps, but the snow is so hard that the moment he hits the ground, both his legs break. He cannot move at all. He writhes in unbearable pain. Parker and Link, sitting above, want to help him. Link thinks of climbing down using the ski lift cable. He even starts descending, but his hand slips and he climbs back up. Parker asked, "Why did you come back?" Link replied, "Don't look down, because wolves have arrived below." Dan says, "Don't let her look down," because Dan knows he will not survive. The wolves will tear him to pieces since he couldn't even move. He lowers his cap and lies down, and the wolves tear him apart. Seeing this, Link and Parker are devastated. Both of them cry bitterly, but they can't do anything. Their friend is no longer in this world. At last, Parker says, "Why didn't you stop him?" Link replies, "Why are you blaming me? I told him this was a bad idea, but he didn't listen to me. You were his girlfriend. You've known me for just a year, but I've known him since childhood. Today, I lost my best friend." Then Link says sorry to Parker. They hug each other and cry for a long time. But they can't try to go down because wolves are still roaming below, the same wolves that killed their friend. Now they must spend the whole night in the freezing cold, in the middle of a snowstorm. They stay inside the trolley, talk for a while,
and then fall asleep. In the morning, Parker notices that her hand is stuck to the trolley's metal rod. Because she wasn't wearing gloves, her skin froze and got stuck. When she tries to pull her hand away, the skin tears off. At that moment, Link wakes up. Link says, "Are you okay?" Parker replies, "Yes, I'm fine." Link says, "Your face is completely red." Parker replies, "Your face is red too." In truth, their skin was being damaged by the brutal cold. Link says, "If no one finds us this morning, surely someone will come looking later." Parker says, "No one will come. Nobody even knows we're here." Link shouts for help, but no one hears. Then he says, "Look, behind us there's a tower. If I can reach that, I can climb down the ladder." Parker asks, "But how will you get there? Your hand is already injured." The night before, when he tried to save his friend, he had hurt his hand badly. Link says, "We can't survive another night up here." The sun rises. Parker says, "Let's wait a little longer. If nobody comes, then we'll decide." Since they had been stuck the whole night, Parker needed to use the toilet. So, while Link was sleeping, she was forced to relieve herself in her pants. After some time, Link decides to climb across the cable to reach the next trolley. But as he moves, part of their trolley comes loose and tilts dangerously. Parker panics. "The trolley will fall." Link replies, "No. It's fine. Just stay seated." He struggles but manages to reach the other trolley where there's a pole. But when he looks down, he sees the wolves are waiting again. Link says, "Throw me the ski pole so I can fight them if they attack." Parker throws it, but he misses and the pole falls to the ground. Now Link has no choice, but he must go down, otherwise he will freeze to death. He begins descending. The wolves jump on him. At first, he has nothing to fight with, but somehow he gets hold of the ski pole and drives them away. He shouts to Parker, "Don't come down. I'll be back soon." He puts on his skis and starts going downhill. The wolves chase after him. Parker screams, "Link!" But Link slips on the snow and vanishes from sight. Now it is impossible to know whether he is alive or not, or if he'll ever return with help. Parker is left alone. Evening comes, but Link never returns. Parker spends another night all alone in the freezing storm. In the morning, she decides, "No matter what, I must climb down now." If Link were alive, he would have returned by now. She tries to climb out of the trolley, but the trolley breaks apart and tilts, hanging only by a thin cable. Before it snaps completely, she jumps. She falls to the ground and the trolley crashes on top of her. Her leg is badly injured. She cannot walk, so she starts crawling. Suddenly, many wolves appear, but they don't attack her because Link's dead body is lying there. The wolves have already eaten their fill, so Parker is left alone. She keeps crawling until she reaches the roadside. The moment she gets there, she collapses unconscious. Just then, a car arrives, and the people inside notice her. This is how she survives. But in one night, she loses two people. One she loved and wanted to marry, and the other, a childhood friend. And that is how the story ends.